Now, don't let anyone shade off your scalp without you having a proper hair and scalp evaluation. Now, if this is you're about to get a scalp micropigmentation or nano hair procedure, and you haven't had a formal hair and scalp evaluation, please stop. And if you're coming across this video for the first time, my name is Dr. Echefu. I'm a hair transplant surgeon, a hair loss coach. I've helped thousands of my clients regain confidence through hair regrowth and hair transplant. Now, I've had a lot of patients come to my clinic after they've had either scalp micropigmentation or nano hair procedure. And all I hear is regret every time they keep saying, I wish I never had this done. So if this is you're about to go for any procedure like scalp micropigmentation or nano hair strokes or nano hair procedure, whichever one they want, how to put it, please stop and listen to this first. So when I'm talking about nano hair procedures, I'm specifically talking about the nano hair stroke, scalp micropigmentation. They use the same concept of pigment deposition into the scalp. Sometimes scalp micropigmentation refer to a hair tattoo just to kind of describe how the procedure is, but it's more superficial pigment deposition into the scalp. But before I go ahead and give you the list of 5 questions you need to ask yourself before you proceed with either scalp micropigmentation or nano hair strokes, have you made your appointment? If you're dealing with hair loss and you've been listening to me talk and you're like, no, it's time to make your appointment. We offer free virtual appointment at Havila Hair Restoration. Make that appointment and someone from my team will get in touch with you. And we offer it 7 days a week, Mondays through Sundays. So make that appointment and someone from my team will get in touch with you. So here are 5 questions you need to ask yourself before you go ahead with that procedure. Number 1 is, have you actually had a proper hair and scalp evaluation? Has somebody actually taken a look at your scalp and your hair? Do you actually have a proper diagnosis on what type of hair loss you're dealing with? Then once you know the answer, then you know your options. Then when you figure out your options, then you can go ahead and decide if you want to go ahead with the nano hair strokes or the scalp micropigmentation. Now, number 2 question you need to ask yourself before you go ahead with either scalp micropigmentation or nano hair strokes. If you have bumps on your scalp, if your scalp is tight, really tight, itching, you're having tingling sensation, is burning, anytime someone touches your scalp, irritates your scalp, please do yourself a favor. Don't. It might actually make it worse. Now, number 3 question you need to ask yourself. If your goal is hair regrowth, if you want your hair to grow, I want you to understand that the nano hair strokes or scalp micropigmentation is not a hair loss treatment. It's not. It shades your scalp. Actually when people have shiny scalp, I call it the shiny scalp syndrome, or scalp micropigmentation should shade off that shiny scalp from hair thinning. But if your goal is you actually want to grow your hair, please go for a formal hair and scalp evaluation and see what you need to do to actually grow your hair. Number 4 is where I step in right now. You know, I'm a hair transplant surgeon and I've seen thousands of clients that are coming for an appointment, or when we do a virtual consultation, the first question they ask me is, am I a candidate for hair transplant? Now, I take a look at their scalp and I see all this discoloration on their scalp because they've had nano hair strokes or they've had scalp micropigmentation in the past. I want you to understand that if you've had that, it's a little bit difficult to get a hair transplant. Most times, hair transplant surgeons will want you to do laser treatment to take out that pigmentation first before you actually have a hair transplant. So before you actually make that step to get all those procedures to shade off your scalp, and you have at the back of your mind, you're thinking about a hair transplant, please don't do it. Make an appointment and see if you're a candidate for hair transplant, because hair transplant is actually a treatment for hair loss. The nano hair strokes or the scalp micropigmentation is not a treatment. Please make that appointment and let us evaluate your scalp and your hair and help you and formulate a good treatment plan for you. Don't do it. Number 5, my final point. If your edges or your front hairline is really, really thin or bald, I'm just talking about your front hairline or your edges. And this is where the trick is, especially for a lot of ladies that come to my clinic. They always sell the idea of, let's get these nano hair strokes done, because it's all about strokes, giving you an illusion that you have hair, or scalp micropigmentation. The problem is that I want you to understand, once you shade off your scalp, your edges, or your front hairline, and your hair loss is progressive, you're going to see a demarcation, a line between your scalp and where the pigment is, because hair loss is progressive. So don't go shading off your front hairline or your edges without appropriate treatment. I will never do it to my clients. You have to be on the right medication that will actually grow your hair. Even if you want to go for the nano hair strokes or the scalp micropigmentation, you actually have to be on a treatment that's going to help your hair grow. So the scalp micropigmentation together with your hair regrowing is going to give that illusion that your hair is full. But if you're not on treatment and you get your scalp shaded 5-10 years along the line, it's going to be a problem. Now I'm going to give you a sixth one. Thank me later for this. Another question you need to ask yourself is, especially for my men out there, is, are you okay being bald? Are you okay? You don't care about hair? If you are just bald in your crown area, or your hairline is receding, or your hair is thinning, and the next step is baldness, like really bald. You want to shave off your hair. You don't care about hair. Then that's okay. You can go for scalp micropigmentation. You can go for just mainly scalp micropigmentation for men. But if you still have it at the back of your mind that, hey, I want hair, I want something, I don't like the way I'm looking older than my age, I'm looking like my dad, I'm looking like I'm a 60-year-old guy, though I'm in my 40s. If that is you, you're questioning yourself, your confidence level is going down, your confidence level is a little bit shaky because of your baldness, stop. Don't go for it. Make an appointment with us at Havila Hair Restoration, and somebody from my team will get in touch with you. So in summary of what I've said, 5 questions, or rather 6 questions now, because I gave you the last one. 6 questions you need to ask yourself before you go ahead and make that appointment and go for a scalp micropigmentation or nano hair strokes. One is, what am I dealing with? What kind of hair loss am I dealing with? That's the question you need to ask yourself. Then number 2 is symptoms, your symptoms. If you have bumps on your scalp, pain, tingling sensation, tight scalp, you need to figure out what's going on and what treatment you need. Number 3, if your edges are receding, your front hairline is receding, please, it's going to get worse over time. If you think down the line, 5-10 years from now, you won't like it. I promise you that. Take it anywhere. I promise you won't like it. So number 4, if your plan is hair regrowth or hair transplant, please don't do it. Don't do it. Make an appointment. See your primary care doctor. See your dermatologist. See a hair transplant surgeon that specializes in hair loss. At least have a formal consultation, especially if you're thinking about a hair transplant, because it's going to be harder to get a hair transplant, especially if you've had scalp micropigmentation. And finally, if you have hair thinning or you're bald, and you still have at the back of your mind, you are thinking about hair transplant, I still want my hair, I still want to look younger, I still want to have my confidence back, please make an appointment to have a proper scalp and hair evaluation before you think about scalp micropigmentation. Make an appointment before you go ahead and get that scalp micropigmentation, because once you get it done, it's a whole different pathway for you to regain your hair. And if you've loved this video, I'm sure you're going to love every of my video on YouTube, where I teach you simple tricks and tips concerning hair transplant and the safest way to go about it, and the safest way to go about regaining your hair. So head over to YouTube. YouTube name is Dr. Echefu. And if you know any other person dealing with hair loss, thinking about scalp micropigmentation or nano hair strokes, send them this video. They're going to thank you. Until next time, bye-bye.